It's that time of the year. Whether you're holiday shopping for friends and family or taking advantage of end of the year sales for yourself, there are great gifts out there for older adults. We've reached out to friends and colleagues around the state for ideas on what makes a great gift for someone over 60, and we found some real surprises. So join us for some shopping ideas. Hello and welcome to Aging Insights. I'm Dr. Kathy Rowe, Executive Director of New Jersey Advocates for Aging Well. And on this episode, we're going to talk about gift ideas for the older adult in your life. We're going to start with one of the most active couples I know, Tonya and Ed Moore from South Orange, who are probably busier in their so-called retirement than they ever were working. Among their many volunteer and family activities, Tonya is chair of the South Orange Senior Citizens Advisory Committee, and Ed is part of the SOMA Two Towns for All Ages team. Welcome. So, what are some of the gifts you think make great gifts for older adults?
I think at this age, we all have a lot of stuff, and we would love to get rid of it. And so when people give us gifts, it just adds to the pile of stuff. And so I really prefer to have things like gift certificates, gift cards. I would like, a gift card to a store I really like to go to, and then I can pick out what I want. Or I would like, maybe a gift card to a restaurant, either to take the food out and have it at home, or a restaurant that is allowing people in a safe way, We've all eaten in plenty during COVID, and so it's nice to have someone else do the cooking, and it's also nice to change the dining area a little bit.
Just as Tonya said, we have plenty of stuff. We don't need another pair of socks. I don't need a tie to wear to work. It's a tie. So I think more like either experiences or some convenience, or make a nice gift. That can be everything from if your mom or dad lives in Chicago, maybe you're able to fly them in for a visit, things like that, or maybe so those are big gifts. But even providing folks with tickets to a show or a gift card, a nice gift for anyone, especially maybe as an opportunity to see a show, like a Broadway show. But in many cases, this creates mobility issues for people having to get into New York, dealing with the New York scene, and maybe they're not really ready for that. You just have to look around. There are many opportunities local performing arts groups and theaters that are there, easily accessible. And so you can maybe even make it an event, being them there yourself, and having lunch or dinner or whatever as part of the whole thing.
I was thinking about museum passes, and now there is senior pricing for museums, but again, as Ed was saying, if it was museum visit for two and lunch, that's a terrific gift. And there's lots of things that people would love to see, but they need that extra little incentive, having company, knowing that it's not a lot of money, getting to go to the gift shop in the museum, and it would make a very nice gift.
The other thing we've talked about is a gift of service. Maybe if your senior parent is close by, maybe you agree to come over and help clean out the basement, or in the spring we'll come and plant those, put the tree and the flowers. So things that maybe physically they're not up to right now, but you can help them. And to me, that sometimes is a bigger relief for them. They get it done. Sometimes they don't know who to call, how to do it, and so that can be, I think, a big help.
Almost every senior that I know has some insecurity with technology. Some a lot, and some enough to make it a little anxiety provoking. If you had a young person in your life, a grandchild or whatever, who would be willing to come over and give you some tech assistance and sit at your elbow and practice with you. That would really be worth 4 sweaters that you don't like, you know?
Hi, my name is Kat Fisher, and I'm the owner of Kitchen a la Mode in South Orange, New Jersey. And I'm here to show you some great gifts for some older adults in your life. So I'm going to start out with one of our favorites, which is the OXO Good Grip pot holder. So it's nice because you don't have to worry about the shape of the hand. You can just slide right in the back, and it's silicone on the other side, which is high heat resistant, up to 550, very lightweight, very easy to maneuver to grab onto those hot items as you're pulling them out of the oven. And this comes in 4 fun colors. So we have the ice blue, we have red, we have beige, and then we have black. Also from OXO, which, fun fact, OXO Good Grips was actually created by a man whose wife had arthritis. So everything is extra big handles, really easy to grip, super functional and easy to use. I'm just showing a nice Good Grip zester / box grater all in one. Very great for anybody who does a lot of zesting or grates their own cheese on top of things. It's just easier to hold, has a non-slip bottom so it won't move around, and even has a little container that it'll collect all of your gratings and zestings into one place. Makes it easy to toss on to other items. So those are 2 of our many things from Good Grips. Again, anything from the Good Grip family is going to be great because it is designed specifically for people with arthritis. The jar key. The jar key is our #1 gift suggestion for people who are older because it does drastically improve your ability to open up a jar. This is actually a great gift really for anybody because jars, we all know, are super hard to open. So it just slides right on the edge of the jar and you pop it to give you that air, and then it twists right off. And we have a new line from Chefin, which all of their pieces, I'm showing you the garlic press right now, actually has this really nice gear shape at the top so that you don't have to put too much pressure into it to get it through. The gear action supplies the pressure on its own. So it's nice and easy to just lift and close and get that momentum to push right through. And we also have juicers, we have slicers, all kinds of fun things. So again, those are pieces from Chefin that have the nice gear action, so you don't need too much pressure to get that nice leverage for squeezing, garlic pressing, slicing, all kinds of great tools for that person that loves to cook. And that's some of the great gifts that we have for elderly adults. Thank you.
I'm Renee Carniel, Director of the Garada Fund for Senior Care. I am actually the grandmother of 6 grandchildren under the ages of 3.5. So one of the things that I thought about as Mother's Day came around that I would suggest for the holidays now is to put a swing set in your backyard. Many of us had swing sets many years ago, but not many of us think about putting a new swing set that meets the requirements of your daughter-in-laws and sons or son-in-laws and daughters, that are actually safe for the grandchildren and safe for the grandmother and grandfathers. So think about a swing set that you can enjoy as a grandparent, as an adult, older adult, as well as your grandchildren. And you'll have so much fun swinging with your grandchildren that you won't believe it. So I really highly recommend putting a swing set in your backyard, getting the suggestion and the blessing from the children. Trust me, you've got to do that. And putting this in your backyard and having fun swinging.
Hi, I'm Karen Alexander, Managing Director of NJ Tip at Rutgers. NJ Tip at Rutgers teaches seniors and people with disabilities how to use public transportation. I would give the gift of mobility by learning where the bus or train that's closest to where you live is located. The way that you would do that is go to the New Jersey Transit website, look at Services tab, and then click on Service Near a Location. Put in your home address, and you'll find out what buses or trains are close by. Then you can pick one, figure out a destination along that route, buy a half-fare ticket because you're over the age of 62, and get on the bus or train and have an adventure. They used to call that a busman's holiday. You can take transit to places like NJ Pack. Here in New Brunswick, you can go to the George Street Playhouse. You can travel to the shore. There's all kinds of destinations that are transit accessible here in New Jersey. If you'd like to try another form of transportation, there's Uber, there's Lyft, there's GoGo Grandparent. The important thing is get out there and have fun. Happy holidays.
My name is Jo Golden, and I am a physical therapist by profession. And today I'm talking to you about what would be great gifts for the older people in your lives, either your friends or family, from a physical therapy perspective. So obviously, as a physical therapist, my goal is to keep people as active as possible. So moving the best possible way they can. And in the older population, that really means keeping them mobile as possible and maintaining that mobility. The old adage that if you don't use it, you lose it is very applicable in this population. So especially in the last year and a half, when people really have struggled to be mobile and have become more sedentary, it's really important that we incentivize the older population to keep moving and keep active. So firstly, I want to talk about, are there ways to incentivize your older friends and family to exercise? So there are some very, very simple tools that you can use to count steps, for example. There's a lot of buzz about how many steps you should do a day. And of course, that is very variable. But looking at the number of steps you take and being motivated to do more steps is a great way to maintain mobility. So from a simple pedometer that you can literally just clip on your belt that will count your steps, or you can go a little bit fancier and go to a Fitbit, which also includes a watch component as well. Depending how sort of tech savvy your older folks are, then we can go to the Apple Watch, which obviously is fancier, counts more steps. Then there's also Garmin watches and other things. Now, if they do have a smartphone, one of the great ways to do things is to have some of those apps on the phone that actually use GPS to track your walk. So you can count your steps and even that's around the house. There's different apps on the phone like Map My Walk or MyFitnessPal. Any of those are really great incentives because people are naturally competitive. So they want to see how many steps they've done. The other great thing about some of these apps and other tools is that you can pull in friends and family. So you could have like a family challenge or a friend challenge and maybe start the new year by saying, we're all going to do this many steps. And on some of those apps, you can actually see what other people are doing, which is highly motivational for everybody. So looking at ways to incentivize them to move, think about pedometers, smartwatches, Fitbits. You know, a great sort of gift basket idea might be a pedometer with a water bottle and maybe a gift certificate for a new pair of shoes. The other thing you can think about is giving them some exercise equipment. Now, I caution a little bit that we tread lightly on gifting people exercise equipment, because I'm not sure that someone gave me exercise equipment for Christmas or for the holidays. I'd be like, oh, what are you trying to say? So again, make sure you know your audience and, you know, just be respectful. But when we talk about bone health, for example, you know, walking is great for the bones in your lower legs, but your arms and obviously wrist fractures are a risk in the older population. You need to do resistance training. So we can do things like a dumbbell. Again, these can be, you know, guided by the activity of the person, so they can be heavier or lighter. Or we can do resistance bands. There's lots of different resistance bands on the market. They can be different tensions, so you can get a selection of different tensions that are appropriate. Super simple and easy to do exercises at home. There's one other tool that is actually extremely good for the home use. It's called the TRX. It's difficult to show here, but it's basically an array of straps. It's super simple to use. It can hook into the door, and you can actually do assisted exercises as well. So for the older population, that's a really great home exercise tool. The other tool that I love is the bike pedal exerciser, where you literally sit in the armchair and put your feet on the pedals and you exercise. you can actually also use this for the arms as well. I just gave this to my 85-year-old mother quite recently, and she sits in her armchair and pedals away, and is a great way to get exercise. So you've given them some exercise equipment. You've thought about ways to incentivize them to move. The other thing that really has become a huge boom in the last 18 months during COVID is online exercise groups or online exercise classes. Now, the nice thing about this is that they can be tailored for the older population. There are a lot of them that even do exercises in a chair or are very appropriate for every age. And some of them are free online, but sometimes when you get a subscription to those, you actually get better classes and more classes. They can do them on the computer, they can do them on the television, in the comfort of your own home, whenever you want. So maybe you can think about, okay, we can look for the best online exercise class that is relevant to your older person in your life, and maybe combine the weights with it, or the exercise bands, or whatever they might need. Now, in addition to that, if they have access to a community center or a close by gym, obviously a membership is a great idea too. If you're really feeling like you want to splurge on your older friend or family, maybe a personal trainer in their house, even just a couple of sessions might get them going. Now, again, that needs to be appropriate to the setting and the person and the activity level, of course. The other thing that I think about too is like there's a lot of really great heating pads or things that you can get that also have nice aromas that you can heat up in the microwave. They can wrap them on a shoulder that's sore, on a wrist, on a knee. You know, those kind of things can really be a great gift and make people feel really a lot better. So just wrapping that up, I think, you know, thinking about their mobility is my focus as a physical therapist, as long as their strength. So using things that would motivate them to exercise in any way or stay mobile is a great tool and prevent any decline in their bone health.
Hello, I am Tracy Carroll, and I lead a caregivers group at Morrow Memorial United Methodist Church. My gift suggestions for the older adult in your life are tech related. First, let's start off with something that's low tech for those who have vision challenges while reading. I know you all have seen standard readers for reading and improving vision while reading. These are a little bit higher tech in that they have lights. So when you turn them on, you can actually see what you're reading better. And I can actually put them on so you can see what they look like when you're wearing them. Isn't that cool? They just flip on and flip off with a slide switch. Next, I'd like to talk to you about something that is a little higher tech, but not really high tech. And those are cords and monitors. For older adults, sometimes their vision is not as clear as it was when they were younger. And often glasses don't necessarily compensate for every vision deficiency. So it would be great to have a large monitor connected to a laptop or to a desktop computer. That way, you can see and read more easily what's on the screen. Now, when we talk about cords are really cool, and we know we all have too many of them. But the most important thing is get the right kind of cord to meet your needs. For seniors, sometimes they may forget to charge their phones overnight or don't want to leave them plugged in very long. So it might be important to get a lightning cord. And a lightning cord allows the user to charge their device more quickly. Now, this is a lightning cord for an Android phone. And they typically come without the block. So if you do buy a lightning cord for your loved one, you might want to buy a block separately so they don't have to fumble around to find the other block that they have to use it. And this one is probably 12 feet long. So it's really great. You can plug it in and just leave it plugged in your house and make sure that your phone or your device is in an easily located place. Now let's move on to something that is a little more high tech, but not really. This is what we call an HDMI cord. I know it looks like a hose, right? It looks like a hose, like a mini hose. It's very, very textured on the outside. And what this will allow your seniors to do is to plug one end into the television, the back of the smart TV, and to plug the other end into either an Android device using this end or a Apple device using an adapter, and they can actually project whatever they see on their phone or their tablet onto the smart TV screen. And again, it gives them the ability to see something in a large size versus in something very, very small and tiny. I know it's like the latest thing to look at movies on your phone. Well, you know what? That's not probably the best way for a senior to see something because it's very, very small and tight. Okay, now moving on to one other thing that I think is critically important, especially for those who are caring for someone at home that they love. We all, as caregivers, give of ourselves and don't give much to ourselves. So it's very important if you have the opportunity to give your caregiver the gift of time, the gift of respite. Give them an opportunity to be off for a weekend. Come and stay with the person that needs to be cared for so that the caregiver can take a weekend off. If you can give them a week, that would even be better. And there are some opportunities via, say, the Alzheimer's Association where they can apply for a respite grant, which will allow them to take a week off. So anytime you can give your caregiver some time to themselves, some time to regenerate and rejuvenate, it's one of the best gifts of all. Thank you so much and enjoy gift giving.
Hi, I'm Risa Olinsky, and I am the president of Free Walkers, Inc., which is a nonprofit organization promoting long-distance walking. I'm also a health coach, and here in Essex County, we're visiting South Mountain Reservation, which is magnificent. And we're going to talk about gifts for older adults, of which I am one. I'm 66 years old, and I'm very proud of it. I have no problem with it. So let's talk about walking and some activities, some things that you can do for both safety and fun. I'm holding my walking sticks, all right? These are not for handicap. These are trekking poles. You can use one or you can use two. You can buy them almost anywhere, an athletic store. You can buy them online. You can buy them for anything from $25 a set to $150 a set. So depending on your budget, walking sticks are really helpful. They're also adjustable to height, and you want the height to be approximately 90 degrees from your elbow. So when you walk, it's comfortable. Okay, so that's one thing. Safety is very important when you're walking. So a pouch, this one happens to be yellow, which I love, so you can see people. Safety is really important. Carrying your cell phone, and possibly, if you can, a whistle. Also, here we go with yellow. You can carry a whistle. So if you need help, you can call for help. This is a little something extra. It's kind of small for me, but I found it in a store, so I grabbed it. If you're walking at sunrise, sunset, or anywhere along the way, it is, whoops, excuse me there. It's helpful, I love this stuff, to wear something that glows in the dark, okay? So these are just a few things that you can pick up for the person that might want to get active. We also have little bands that you can put on your wrists or your legs. Again, safety is really, really important. All right? Don't go out without your cell phone. Be sure you have maybe some money or a credit card with you at all times, even if you're not going shopping. And make sure someone knows where you're going, particularly if you're going alone. Have a great walk.
I'm Sue Brooks. My gift suggestion is a low-tech device that will allow older adults to video chat with their loved ones and that protects them from spam and scams. Meet Armand Berghard, my 93-year-old dad.
Here is a device that every grandparent should have because it gives you a chance to contact the whole family and see them as you talk to them, which is absolutely great. So let me flash point through the call. You'll note that we'll have a picture of both them as well as your picture down in the corner. There. Hi, family. Great grandpa's calling in to wish our little gal a very happy birthday for birthday she's having coming up this week, and to say hello to everybody. And of course, for Daddy's past birthday that we missed, sending you a birthday card on. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Great.
What are you gonna eat for your birthday? Pizza.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, kiddos. Love to you all.
And my suggestions for gifts for the older adult in your life is books. Most bestsellers are now available in a large print version, which is much easier to read. And you can also get audio versions of books. You can get ebooks or a subscription to something like Audible. If you give someone a Kindle, they can also purchase the audio version of that same book. We hope you enjoy this episode of Aging Insights. The holidays can be a lot of fun and a time to celebrate, but can also be very hard for people, and this has been another challenging year. So take some time to reach out and reconnect with family and friends. Maybe check on the neighbors you haven't seen in a while. This and past episodes of Aging Insights can be viewed anytime on our website at www.njaaw.org or on our YouTube channel, New Jersey Advocates for Aging Well. Aging Insights is brought to you by our funders, supporters, and viewers like you. And if you're doing your shopping online, please choose New Jersey Advocates for Aging Well as your charity of choice on Amazon Smile. Thank you, and we hope to see you again soon.